Good afternoon, everyone. It's Mrs. Abraham. We have some more plants to learn about today, some more things about plants and flowers and how things grow. Let's start our afternoon with My Dear Jesus. Let's clap and sing. My dear Jesus, my dear Jesus, bless my day, bless my day. Help me to be like you, help me to be like you in all ways, in all ways. All right, well, I hope you're having a good day at your house. I have a really fun counting story to read us about flowers in the garden. It's called Counting in the Garden. Let's see, there's all kinds of beautiful flowers, and look for the butterflies that are flying around. All these beautiful flowers. These are painted flowers. Counting in the Garden. One cat purring in the garden. Do you see the one cat? She's hiding. She's kind of camouflaged in the garden. Two turtles meeting in the leaves. 1, 2. Their shells are covered with flowers. 3 dogs frolicking in the posies. 1, 2, 3. 3 dogs. 4 bunnies finding love in the shade. Ooh, they're really camouflaged in the flower garden. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 bunnies. 5 dragonflies darting between the daisies. They're a little tricky to spot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 dragonflies. 6 ladybugs tiptoeing along a stem. Here's a big long stem. The flower is so heavy it's going down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 ladybugs. 7 birds nesting among the blossoms. Let's see if we can count those yellow birds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Good job counting with me. 8 bumblebees buzzing in the blooms. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I found them all. 9 inchworms inching toward the petals. Let's see if we can find these inchworms. It looks like they're green. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I got all of those too. Hope you found those all with me. 10 butterflies flitting among the flowers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oops, I missed this one. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 beautiful butterflies. Counting in the garden from 1 to 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I hope at home that you are doing lots of counting. There's lots of things. Maybe you can go outside sometime and count the flowers that are growing in your garden and your flower beds by your house already. There's lots of flowers starting to grow. Do lots of counting. Keep up your hard work so you can be so you can get smarter and be ready for 4K next year and for the finishing of this year. But I want to read to you a book about seeds because we've been talking a lot about flowers and plants and seeds. So what are the 4 things that plants need to grow? Let's say them together. First, they need a seed. Then they need, I'm going to put my fingers up this way. First, they need a seed. Then they need soil, good dirt. Then they need the rain. And then they need the sunshine. So how does a seed grow? Let's find out in this really cool book. It just opens up, has fold-out pages. She's growing a little seed. That might be a bean seed. She's growing a little seed in a little pot. Tomato seeds, how do you grow? Those are the little tomato seeds. Deep in the soil, I'll plant my roots. See the roots? With sunshine and water, up come the shoots. And look what he's going to eat. Hooray for plump tomatoes. That's a big red juicy tomato. Let's see what's next. Blueberry seeds, blueberry seeds. How do you grow? Those ones are even tinier. They're very small. When the dirt is loose, my roots can grow. Ooh, look at that. That's a tiny root. Long shoot with a tiny skinny root. Up comes a sprout, steady and slow. And then hooray for sweet blueberries. I like to eat those too. Here comes Twister. Hi, Twister. She just finished her dinner. Bell pepper seeds. Bell pepper seeds. How do you grow? Those ones are very small too. In the sunny springtime when the days grow long. Just one little tiny little root there sticking in. Up grow my leaves, green and strong. She has a yellow bell pepper. Hooray for crunchy yellow bell peppers. Pea seeds, pea seeds. How do you grow? Those ones are big. In well-drained soil, warmed by the sunshine. Look at that. There's the seed. Down below the seed comes all these long twisty roots. Up curls a sprout that will soon be a vine. Hooray for sweet pea pods. See, this one's going to be a long vine and it's going to grow a long way. Orange seeds, orange seeds. How do you grow? With plenty of water and warmth, you will see. There's the seed. The root grows down, down, down. A sprout that will someday become a tree. Hooray for juicy oranges. So that was our book about how does a seed grow. Hopefully at your house you can do some seed work. And remember I gave you the bag like this with some bean seeds. So hopefully you're going to start growing that soon. And then you can start to watch and you'll be able to see the roots just like in that book. I want to show you something. I'm not going to read all these ones. But plants grow many different ways. So some grow underground like this. Here, let me do this. Some grow underground like the carrots. Most of the plant, the part we eat, the carrot, is a root. It grows under the ground. Some plants grow on the ground or right above the ground. This is a lettuce. Lettuce plants grow right on top of the dirt. And when they're all ready to eat, we pull them off and we can eat them. Some plants grow on a vine that grows kind of tall. Tomatoes grow on a vine. Pea pods grow on a vine. Sometimes they can grow tall and sometimes they just grow right along the ground. Some fruit, some things grow on a tree, like apples. We have apple trees. We can also have all kinds of other oranges grow on trees. Lots of different plants grow on trees. Some grow on a shorter bush, not a big tall tree, but a bush, like blueberries. Blueberries can grow on a bush. We're back to our carrots again. I want to tell you about some trees because you might not have realized that trees are plants. But trees are plants and they don't usually grow, some of them grow food that we eat. Some of them just grow leaves and other kind of flowers that we don't eat. But there's some really cool trees in this book. Look at this tree. And somewhere back here it told me that this was a, no, I can't remember. We'll find out. A cypress tree, I think. All right, look at this tree. There's some really crazy trees in here. Look at this tree. I have never seen a tree like this, and I couldn't find out what kind of tree it was. But it's growing these long roots above the ground, and they go along, and they almost look like branches. Almost looks like something you could really crawl on, climb up. Trees can be super big. This is a sequoia tree. These grow, a lot of them grow out in California, Northern California, by the ocean. Trees can be really small. These are called bonsai trees. Those just look like little plants, but they're actually little trees. Sometimes people grow those in their gardens. Trees can be curved. That's a crazy looking tree too. I believe it's called a banya tree. And it looks to me like it grows in more of a swampy, wet area. Trees can be really straight and tall, like those ones. Trees can be really super fat. That one I think might be the cypress tree. Trees can be thin. Trees can have cones. We've all seen pine cones like this. There's lots of different kinds of pine cones. And trees can have flowers. This time of year we see lots of trees. We'll start to see lots of trees that have flowers. White flowers and pink flowers. Purple flowers. Trees can go right in the water. Isn't that crazy? It's growing right in the water. And trees can grow in the sand. I believe they said this is called an acacia tree. Grows in the desert. And it doesn't grow very tall because it's so windy there. Look at this tree. They called this a cannonball tree. Those look like coconuts to me, but they called it a cannonball tree. So those are lots of different kinds of trees that you can see. You can go outside and you can look around at the different kinds of trees you have in your yard. You probably don't have any trees that grow so wide that they're as big as your house, or so tall like some of those ones in that book, or that have those crazy roots that grow above the ground. But you might have some really pretty trees in your yard. All right, I have one more book to read to you, and then I want to tell you about some projects that we have. This one is called The Flower Garden, and there's some really pretty flowers in here. This girl lives in a city, and she grows flowers. She doesn't have a garden like I might have or you might have at your house, but she has a different kind of garden that we'll see. But this is a daffodil flower. And these, I think, are daisies, and these are roses, or tulips, I mean. These are pretty tulips. So we're going to do a project with daffodils in a little bit. Flower Garden by Eve Bunting. This book, a long time ago, was signed by the lady who wrote it, named Eve Bunting. She gave it to, I think, Mrs. Webb a long time ago. Garden in a shopping cart. Doesn't it look great? They went shopping to buy a garden. Garden on the checkout stand. I can hardly wait. They're buying their flowers already grown. They're not growing them from seeds. They're buying them already grown. Garden in a cardboard box. Walking to the bus. There she is. She's walking with her garden. With her flowers. Garden sitting on our laps, and people smile at us. Their flowers probably smell really good too. Garden going up the stairs, stopping at each floor. This garden's getting heavier. At last, our own front door. That little girl's getting a little bit tired carrying that heavy garden. All that soil is kind of heavy. Hurry, hurry, get the trowel. Spread the papers thick. A trowel is a special tool. Let me see if I can find it. She's holding it in her hand. And it's for a special tool that's kind of like a shovel, but it's a little bit pointier, and it helps to dig special holes just for planting flowers. Get the bag of potting soil. Get the planting mix. So you can go in your backyard and dig dirt. But if you want to get really good soil, sometimes people buy it in a bag. It has special nutrients in it to help the plants to grow. Put purple daisies at each end. Daisies white as snow. Daffodils, geraniums, and tulips in a row. And these, I think, are pansies. Oh, there we go. I didn't see that. Purple pansies at each end. Look at that. She has her flowers all planted. Garden in a window box high above the street, where butterflies can stop and rest and ladybugs can meet. Right by her house she has that. Walkers walking down below will lift their heads and see purple, yellow, red, and white, a color jamboree. Isn't that pretty? She's looking out at all the people. Candles on a birthday cake, chocolate ice cream too. Oh, I think they have a surprise. Happy, happy birthday, Mom. A garden box for you. She and her daddy made that garden box just for their mom on her birthday. So remember, these were called marigolds. In the bags that I dropped off at your house or that you picked up at Little Lambs this week, there were some new projects all about flowers because we're learning about flowers. So these I'm going to just show you. I'm not going to do them all. I'm going to show you. This is one of them. So in your packet you had a paper plate. And you're going to need scissors to cut out all these little spots where I made V's. Those are really skinny V's. Once you get them all cut out, your paper plate will look like this. See, and these are the flower petals. So there should be lots of flower petals. Then you're going to need to get some paint and have your mommy and daddy help you get some paint and get some clothes on that won't get messy and someplace where you won't get paint on anything important. And then you can paint your flower just like mine. You can paint in any color you have at your house or any color you want. You can paint the whole flower one color, like this flower is all one color. Or you can paint the flower like a daisy. The daisy flower has, see if I can find some big ones, here we go. Or like a pansy. The daisy has white on the outside and yellow on the inside. This one has purple on the outside and yellow and white on the inside. So you can make your flower 2 different colors or 1 color, however you want to do it. Once it dries, you're going to glue your plate onto, you have a piece of paper kind of like mine. You're going to glue your plate and then you're going to find your stem and you're going to find your leaf. And you need to glue those on just like this. You can write your name on there. You can draw the sun. You could draw some, excuse me, some grass. So that is your paper plate flower. Another cool one we have is a daffodil. You're going to make your very own daffodil. Maybe you have some of these in your yard. I have a few that I haven't come up yet. So you're going to start out with 2, these are muffin cups for making muffins. You might not have the same colors as me. You're going to start out with 2 of them. And you need to put some glue right on the back of here, right on the back of your small one. Then you need to push it onto your big one and hold it and count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Once you get that on, then you need to probably get a grown-up to help you with, this is called a pipe cleaner, and this is going to be, the stem. So you're going to poke a hole, and you can do it when it's still wet, because it makes it a little bit easier. I'm going to do this one to show you. You're going to poke a hole right through your daffodil, your daffodil, and just have it come out just a little bit. Then you can kind of twist this around your finger. Kind of twist it until it looks kind of like almost a circle. Then you'll take your stem and your leaf. You should have a leaf. Mine's a little bit bigger than yours. Put your leaf, it has a hole in it. Put your leaf right through the bottom. And then when you get about halfway up, close to the top but not all the way up, you want to bend your stem. See how I'm bending it? Bend it into a V and then bend it again. That will keep your leaf from falling all the way down. It'll keep it staying up high. And then you can find a special place, maybe in your hanging on your wall or in a vase that you put your daffodil. They're all done. Another really pretty flower you can make is a can't think of what this is called. Coffee filter flower. So you're going to take your coffee filter flower. See my coffee filter? It's kind of old, but it's still, you can see it. All I did is I colored it with markers. I used markers and I made mine into lots of different designs. So I colored lots of different colors. You want to color the whole coffee filter and don't leave any of it white. To color all of it. You can color dots, you can color lines, you can make designs. Then you need to have a grown-up help you with a spray bottle of water. And you're going to squirt the coffee filter, Okay, and you want to probably put it on a some newspaper or someplace where it won't damage, where the markers won't run off, because it could make a mess. You want to squirt your coffee filter until it's pretty wet, and then leave it to dry. And once it dries, you'll have another one of those, another stem in your bag, and you can poke that through just like I did here. Okay, and then you'll have, once that's dry, you can put that wherever you put your daffodil, hang them both up. One last quick thing I want to tell you about. You also have this in your paper. I want you to work, I hope you've been practicing your name. I hope you've been tracing your name and writing your name. I want you to do your very best. This says, spring is for growing and making things new. My name is, and I'm growing too. So I want you to write your name the very best you can. If you need a little bit of help from your mommy and daddy, that's okay too. Then I want you to color your flower really pretty, however you'd like to color it, whatever colors. Of course, our leaves are always green, and you can color your grass nice and green. You could even draw a sunshine up on the top. Once you're done with it, you can, I gave you some colorful paper. Yours might not be green, it might be a different color. You might need to trim your paper a little bit and then glue it right onto your colorful paper, and then you can hang that up too. And I'd love to see when you finish all your projects. You can send me pictures of them if you want, or a video, or whatever you'd like to send me. I'd love to see you, and I hope you're doing great. And I hope you all have a happy Easter, everybody. Bye-bye.